Hello viewers, Narcissist News is here to provide you with the latest content in pop culture, our hot take on all the big-headed famous and infamous people out there. We're here to point out when they get it wrong, if they get it right, and when it just doesn't wash. Our topic of discussion this week: 5 times the Sussexs ruined their chances to attend the coronation. Number 5. Going through with the Oprah interview when Prince Philip was sick in hospital. Pretty sure that because the Sussexs are a part of the royal family, even if they stepped back in a dishonorable way, they absolutely knew the health condition of Harry's ill grandfather. Yet in the Oprah interview, which they decided to continue to do regardless of bullying claims that were released days before, they brazenly claimed that Prince Philip was faking his declining health. That his fakery was an effort to silence Meghan Markle in particular. Curious how that can be, when the poor 99-year-old man walked himself to the hospital and died a month later. This despicable pair couldn't even let this valiant and honorable man see 100 years old, which would have been in a couple of months. Did he die on purpose just to silence Meghan then? It must have been heartbreaking for Prince Philip to see his grandson, whom he gave his position in the military to, and to also see his civilian nobody wife destroy his legacy and that of his own wife's. Both the Queen and Prince Philip built a strong, compassionate, multicultural monarchy over a long period of over 70 years, only to have it all destroyed with lie upon lie in a foreign country TV show within a matter of minutes.
And also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
The racism allegations should be internationally illegal, with Harry claiming only recently that the racism claims were unconscious bias, but never setting the record straight since Prince Philip's passing.
In the Oprah interview, you accuse members of your family of racism. You don't even...
No, we didn't.
Well, of...
The British press said that.
Right.
Did Meghan ever mention that they were racist?
She said there were troubling comments about
There
Archie's
was
skin
concern
colour.
about his skin colour.
Right. Wouldn't you describe that as essentially racist?
I wouldn't.
And if a member of his family will comfortably say, we've all had to deal with things that are rude. Rude and racist are not the same. Rude and racist, rude and racist, rude and racist, rude and racist. Rude and racist are not the same.
Prince Philip knew before Harry married Miss Markle that she would be nothing but destructive to the monarchy, and he was right. To add insult to injury and a cherry on top of this totally screwed up Sunday, the duplicitous duo distinctly refused to show up to Prince Philip's memorial, further hurting the already ailing queen. Which leads us to number 4. They denied invitations to see the queen 3 times before she died of bone cancer. Harry and Meghan were invited to spend the end of summer in Balmoral by the Queen. They had engagements in Manchester, England, so it wouldn't be a stretch to spend time with the dying Queen in Scotland. Again, something they most likely knew. After the young one whirled,
How am I here?
where Meghan made a speech about being just a girl from Suits.
The girl from Suits. And I was surrounded by world leaders, humanitarians, prime ministers, and activists that I had such a deep and long-standing respect and admiration.
Harry and Meghan, ever the champions for compassion in action, could not be bothered in their schedule to even spend a day with Her Majesty. The pair were on their way to Dusseldorf, Germany for their Invictus Games when they were again asked 2 more times to join the ailing Queen, which they still could have spent time with her when they returned from Germany for a charity event for Well Child in London. Harry boasted of being the Queen's favorite grandchild. How could he treat her so cruelly in this manner? And when she died, the pair just happened to be around, causing more chaos and strife for their grieving family. When the Queen's health became critical and dire right before she passed, the Sussexs suddenly wanted to be by her side, complete with a camera crew. As Prince William and the rest of the family were racing against the clock to make the flight to Balmoral in time to say goodbye, Harry was furiously negotiating to have Meghan be there too. The pair could not grasp why their presence was not wanted, considering they refused to see Her Majesty 3 times before when she asked. These arguments caused the family and Harry to not arrive in time before her death. I guess King Charles and Prince William agreed, because King Charles evicted the duo apparently right after Spare was released, and they have until the summer to get their stuff. It's called Consequences. Number 3. Allowing the reality TV show Harry and Meghan to be released only a few months after the Queen died. Harry and Meghan managed to capture and film every moment of their relationship, marriage, and few days as working royals for a, quote, docu-series, unquote, that was meant for the whole royal family, including but not limited to the Queen, seeing while she was still alive. This explosive and very hurtful series would probably have killed the Queen dead in her tracks had she lived long enough to see it. When it comes to Harry and Meghan, any rumors that follow them around mostly become true since Megxit. Especially the rumor of a fly-on-the-wall reality show, which came on the heels of Megxit. This series was meant to rehash the Oprah interview and everything they claimed in it, more specifically to hurt and wound the Queen. How could it not? Number 2, releasing the memoir Spare just after the first Christmas without the Queen and 4 months after she died. Harry and Meghan seriously underestimated the backlash over Harry's memoir, Spare. When not only was the book a done and signed for betrayal, already completed and sent to Harry's lawyers, but they fully intended on the Queen to read Harry's story. This heinous couple knew the Queen was dealing with the death of her late husband, contracted COVID while dealing with bone cancer. They were determined to continue to heap pain and stress that would eventually contribute to the monarch's death. To add insult to injury, Meghan and Harry had no qualms to continue their horrible teenage-like behavior to Harry's father, King Charles. Not only did he have to come to terms with and deal with the death of his mother in a short amount of time, but he had to make arrangements for her death while attending tours and engagements that any young adult couldn't even attempt to endure themselves. There was rumors that the Sussexs were attempting to keep both the Netflix reality show and the book from coming out, but these contracts had already been years in the making, and they needed to honor what they had signed with their bosses, which was already long past due. The need for Meghan and Harry to set their record straight, more Meghan than Harry, is beyond ridiculous because they already set the record straight with their involvement with the book Finding Freedom back in the summer of 2020. Their story changes with every endeavor, but also Spare has the same voice and style of writing that Finding Freedom had. That sounds very Meghan from the Tig. Meghan, who cut her father off and dropped him like a hotcake for exactly what her and Harry did to their royal family. Number 1, going after Queen Consort Camilla when the king claimed she was off limits, not only in the book but in the media promo blitz. Harry, or should Narc News say Meghan, came after Queen Consort Camilla. King Charles loves his wife, and we're sure he most likely drew a line in the sand over his beloved. In his memoir, Spare, Harry stated that his evil stepmother had the audacity to change his old bedroom into her own personal closet. Like a grown man cares about these types of things. Then Harry continued to slander his stepmother, whom he once claimed to love to bits, through his book Promo Blitz.
She's a wonderful woman, and she's made our father very, very happy, which is the most important thing. William and I love her to bits.
He weaves an outrageous tale of how she was somehow the evil stepmom.
She was the villain.
And he was just the little girl from Suits. He was poor Cinderella. He was the poor stepchild who was the, quote, sacrificial lamb that died on her PR altar, unquote.
When your father married Camilla, you wrote, I had complex feelings about gaining a step-parent who I thought had recently sacrificed me on her personal PR altar.
And that his evil stepmom left bodies in the street.
Or bodies left in the street because of that.
What bodies? What street? The delusions. The king and queen, who will be dropping Consort when she's crowned, have been married for 18 years. Harry went on claiming he and his brother did not want their father to marry Camilla.
You and your brother both directly asked your dad not to marry Camilla.
Yes.
2 things. Gross for him to speak on his brother's behalf, knowing full well he won't say anything in his defense. An offense he and his wife would sue over. And second, he would cry with great outrage if his father would even say the very same thing to him.
If he was now with his person, surely that's enough.
To even suggest who he could and could not marry, Harry would be even more outraged.
I'd now found the love of my life, and I now have the opportunity to start a family with her.
The hypocrisy knows no bounds. Harry and Meghan should calm down and maybe put more into their marriage so they can even see their 18th anniversary themselves.
Rumor has it Meghan is meeting up with the Gordon Getty at a Hollywood hotel, for business meetings, wink wink.
And you know what Narc News says about rumors and Meghan and Harry. Follow Narc News for more celebrity gossip and stay in the know and up to date on pop culture. Like, share, and subscribe for more hot content.